The Uncharted games as a whole are as old as me, which is weird to think about. Um, I'm 16. I mean, to be fair, I don't know the exact date on when the series came out. I know it's 2007, which the year I was born. Um, but speaking of that being as like them being as old as me, I can say that, I mean, I've grown up with them. Like, the first game I ever played in the series was Uncharted 2, which is currently playing in the background. Um, which, in my opinion, is still a great game to this day. And this is one of my, by far, favorite series, like, ever. It has a lot of jaw-dropping moments, which is going on in the background, but that's just the whole aspect of the entire series, which I love, is that it's just sort of a dumb action, like, comedic. I don't know, like, I really don't know how to explain it, but it's just, it shows the best of PlayStation, in my opinion, like, because what we're going on, like, right now, like, this is PS3 games, which, to be, like, God, when I played this on my PS3, it was jaw-dropping, for my time, at least. I mean, to be fair, I'm acting like I'm 60 years old, but I'm really not. The games as a whole were pretty good. I mean, to be fair, I just played them all. Obviously, that's what's going on in the background, but a lot of fun, like dumb fun. They're really short games too, which is so nice. Is that I thought I was like really taking my time with these, but each one of these games, or every one of these games, have sort of showed how I've grown up. Because when I played the second game, I was like probably 10. No, that was like 7 or 8, maybe. I don't know. But I played Uncharted 4 because it came with my PlayStation 4, and that was the best decision I've ever made. And I think to be fair, I played the crap out of Uncharted 4, but to be fair, it was worth every second I played. Very good. And then I'm playing the PS5 version, so when I talk about that game individually, I'll have a whole rant about it, but what I'm going to be talking about in this video is just what I like about each one of the games as a whole. I'll talk about the gameplay in between them, and it's going to be sort of boring maybe for some people, but I did want to just talk about it. So I'm going to talk about the characters, story, gameplay changes, pros and cons, and blah blah blah. So yeah, I'll just probably throw in some random clips, probably my favorite clips maybe, to talk about what I'm actually going to talk about. But alright, well, this is the intro. Enjoy the rest of the video, I guess.
I'm here off the coast of Panama, where we just recovered what we believe to be the coffin of legendary explorer Sir Francis Drake.
Who is the actual main person? I don't really know how to describe it, but the Uncharted games is basically about like history and stuff. I think all these people are real people. I'm just gonna look it up, put it in post, but I want to say the real, maybe not. I don't know, but you play as Nathan Drake, a descendant of Sir Francis Drake, in quotations. We'll talk about that later. But you play as Nathan Drake, who is looking for the remains of Sir Francis Drake, or just sort of like following the clues from his journal that he finds in this. Boom, boom, boom. In this little box. So that's the main thing for it. Technically, it's actually about the El Dorado, which is the City of Gold, which actually turns out to be a statue that has a curse. Spoilers, I know. So I'm not going to probably go into that much of it, but that's the basics of the story. So, characters. You got Nathan Drake, obviously. You got Elena, which is the blonde with the camera. And you got Sully, who is basically the father figure for Nate, who in the future we know that they've known each other for around 20 years. But the main bad guy of the movie, I honestly forgot the guy who has the AK, his name, but I know his name's Gabriel Roman, who Sully owes him money, which is the whole point why they're really there. That's all I'm going to really talk about the story. Play it, and I'm probably not going to give that much else for the stories in the other games. Now we're going to talk about gameplay. Cut to it now. The combat in this game does feel like 2007, even in the remaster. It just feels really, like, chunky. Like, I mean, I don't know really how to describe it, but, like, even in, like, the animations, like, obviously, you know, it's for a game in 2007, it's gonna be like this. I mean, it's not gonna be like COD 4 or whatever, but, like, you can feel the jankiness to it, but it's good enough where, you know, it works. Like, yeah, like the animations definitely could have been better, but again, not that much to ask for from a 2007 game. And I think this was. I'm not saying that Naughty Dog was an indie studio, but like I'm guessing the budget for this game wasn't probably that big. Maybe it was. Don't know. Gotta probably do some research and put it in. But I for this game coming out in 2007 multiple times, like I've said, very good. Did what it did, and let's just say that the newer games definitely evolved, or like they did better than this. So yeah. Also, my only complaint with the combat was how like there was a cover button, but you had to roll into cover. There was no like I don't know if I'll show it up, but like whenever you would press circle to roll, it would like roll you into cover. Yeah, like that. But I thought that was pretty funny. But I definitely did see a change in 2 and 3 and 4, obviously. So there you go. I think I'm going to talk about 2 now. Uncharted 2 basically is just a vamped up, like Uncharted 1. Like they knew what they were doing with this game, and they definitely did not like hesitate with the craziness of it. Like right now, for the background, I think I'll have the starting mission, which in a nitpick, like I'll probably nitpick it on maybe later, but I just don't like when games start you off in the middle of the game, sort of like teasing you with the game. Which I mean, I guess it makes sense eventually because it's like giving suspense to the player. But that's just my only nitpick with the story, other than it just being... Actually, I don't know. It's the longest game in the series by far. It has like 26 chapters, 27. But other than with story, there's 2 new characters other than the villain. And maybe there's more. I'm just blank. I'm just thinking about the 2 new characters. But there's Flynn and Chloe, which Chloe becomes a fan favorite, I believe, obviously, because they have her in her own game and the game after, Uncharted 3. But way more. You know what? I'm not even going to say it. But yeah, both good characters. Oh, wait, no, I didn't even say the other one. Flynn is the other one. I honestly forgot his name. I just know it's Flynn. But he's sort of an asshole. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't really... He's an okay character. He's just, like, a little annoying, a little cocky. Sort of like Drake, but, like, more annoying. And not, like... There's no, like... I don't know really how to describe it. But also, villain of the story is... holy shit, how do I pronounce his name? It's Lazarevich? I think that's how you pronounce it, yeah. Sort of just I want to say Russian. Like, sort of just a Russian guy. It's just, like, weird. And he's, like... It's like Stalin, Hitler, they were all pretty good guys. Don't take that out of context. But, yeah, I don't know. Sort of an interesting character. Like, his face is all burned up, so you know he's the bad guy. And then Flynn's just sort of his bitch, which is pretty funny. But, yeah, that's basically the story. I'm not gonna... Oh, yeah, you talk about, like, Shambhala and the... Tree of Life, I think that's what... Yeah, Tree of Life. And that's like the big like mythology aspect of this game, which all of the games really have, which I think is really cool, is that they mix history with mythology and like history with like really good actually. And don't know if half these people are real. I know Marco Polo is, so I know that for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Pretty good, pretty fun game. I just don't want to talk about this for like another 8 hours because I definitely would. So, all right, I think we're gonna talk about gameplay next. When I say a glow up to the combat in this game, it's just you can't even compete. Like compared to Uncharted 1 in this game, they're like not even in the same area. They added features like shooting while jumping. Sounds a little stupid, but I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was a feature that they added in Uncharted 4. But I guess I'm just stupid, I guess. But the combat in this game is very fluid. It's way more fluid than Uncharted 1, which I would say is hard, but it's really not. Like hand-to-hand combat, really, really good. It's a little like I don't like whenever it does like that slow motion. That's the biggest thing that I realized that they changed in Uncharted 3, which I'll talk about later. But the gameplay definitely was a big increase. I mean, just like the formula that they had was really good, and I'm glad that they upped it to the max, which, by the way, the train part of this entire game, perfect. Anyways, I don't want to talk about Uncharted 2 all day. Uncharted 3, let's talk about it. Uncharted 3 starts off with a movie-like intro, which gives characters really no backstory of what's going on except for the present. Like, that's all we know. And it kicks off the game really, really heavily, and it doesn't disappoint. That's the best way I can do it. It shows off the amazing melee combat in this game, which was the biggest change I noticed in Uncharted 3, other than just basically everything. But the melee combat just felt way smoother. There's no slow motion whenever you hit someone. There's no, melee button, or there's no slow-mo on freeze, for counterattacks. Just flew off really easy, and they had a grab button so you could throw people in. It was really detailed. But also, it worked. Like, you could do that while you're, instead of shooting everyone dead, you could just punch them dead, if that makes sense. I don't know, but pretty fun. The story, it basically picks up from Uncharted 2, just I think it's a year later or something. But you play as Nathan Drake, obviously. I don't know why I keep on saying that, but you play Nathan Drake. I think he's early 30s. I didn't know that about this game, but he was 30 the entire time. But you get this deal with, I keep on forgetting people's names. I don't know why I literally played this game literally 2 weeks ago or a week ago, but you meet these people about selling his ring, or giving away his ring for money or something. I don't know, but either way it's a dupe. Either way, both sides are losing because got fake money, got real or not a real ring. Anyways, more shit to talk about that I'm probably just not going to. Anyways, the Pillar of Ubar, I think, or something about Ubar, is the main thing about this. It's a city. It's basically the desert Atlantis. That's what they keep on talking about, which is pretty cool. In the end game, pretty neat, I guess. I don't know. Sort of trippy, but I mean, the game is sort of set in the desert, which the whole desert area section, which spoilers, I guess, but when Nathan's in the desert, it's just sort of pretty cool. It's cool how he experiences, the basic attributes of the desert. How there's those mirages, and he just is looking for water, obviously, because in the starting clip where he falls out of the airplane, blah blah blah, which also one of my favorite clips in the entire series almost, is just it's so famous. But by the way, I didn't know this until a few days ago. I mean, to be fair, I knew this a little bit before, but there's a Subway ad for Uncharted 3, or Uncharted 3 has a Subway ad. It's pretty funny. I'd suggest watching it. Maybe I'll have it in the description, but it's pretty funny. Gameplay, I think I already said that. It's basically just a better Uncharted 2, and the story's pretty good as well. I'm just gonna have the bathroom fight just going on in the background. I don't really want to do this. This video's already taken me I think I have 200 megabytes or 200 gigabytes of just me just playing this game. So I wish I could use all of the footage, but it would just take me too long to upload. Which I think honestly this video's taken me 9 days since the last video. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about Uncharted 4. That'll be the last game that I talk about, and I'll talk about more stuff in the afterwards. I'm just gonna try not to make this video as long as the GTA one. So enjoy the rest, I guess.
You okay in there? You hurt?
Just my pride.
Uncharted 4 starts the exact same way like Uncharted 2 did, sort of going back to their roots, if you will. I still don't like this attribute. I think this was a little bit more annoying, but you start in the middle of the game again. Thankfully, they don't make you play any of this again, but they just do sort of flash cuts. You cut to Nathan, obviously, on a boat. I'm gonna have this clip in the background, so I don't really know why I'm explaining it, but either way, they're running from a mysterious military, blah blah blah, looking for an island which they're headed towards. And boom, that's literally all you get from this. But all we do know is that this guy's named Sam, who is conveniently, I'm gonna just spoil this even though it's pretty obvious, it's his brother. It's his long lost brother. Apparently he got killed in a prison, or not in a prison, in prison while they escaped, quote unquote killed. But no, he just I don't know, he didn't die. He got patched up and then all that. So Nathan in the past 3 games didn't talk about it because it must have just been some suppressed memory, which I guess makes sense, but I don't know. And then you also go learn about Jesus Christ, learn about learn about Nathan's past and his relationship with Sam, which okay parts of the game, I guess. I don't know. It's they take their sweet time. I mean, I guess, but like compared to Uncharted 3's little Nathan Drake section, it made sense because it gave history with Sully and Nathan, obviously, and they're it's interesting. But for this one, it's mainly just like I don't know. It's interesting in its own way. It's just like some things that were better unsaid, even though they were said in Uncharted 3. I think they said it better in Uncharted 3 because just like the slight hints that, because I think like in Uncharted 3, like while he's talking to Sully, he's like, yeah, the nuns weren't too like big about that, so he went to a boarding school, I think, or whatever the hell it's called. I don't. I feel like I'm not educated enough to talk about this, but it's just the game also got a huge facelift, which I mean you've probably seen in the graphics. Definitely way better. This is what it basically looked like on PS4. It didn't really, but like this is what it felt like. It looked like. And to be able to play this game on PS4 is amazing how they even did that. And this is also the Last of Us 2 engine, or sorry, this is the engine that Last of Us Part 2 runs off of. So if I had to guess, Last of Us Remastered, which I think comes out tomorrow by the time I'm recording this, I think it's the 18th, but either way, I think this will probably be what it looks like. Anyways, Jesus, I'm getting off track. But biggest gameplay changes I noticed was obviously the grappling hook, which I'll probably have a clip in because there's a lot of it. Reload button got changed to the triangle, which is a big upset. Not really, but combat just got way smoother. The melee combat got way difficult. It's sort of like it was never like something I wanted to do in this game. Like I tried to do it to look cool, but my favorite move is definitely the nut kick, which I'm going to show a clip of right now. So, the actual main point of this video is my personal thoughts on how, if they really wanted to, which they might not actually, I don't know, I just thought about this, but to make a entire series remake, and I'm not talking about Uncharted 4 because that already looks good enough on the PS5. I'm talking about character models from 4 and 5, or I mean Lost Legacy or whatever, but Uncharted 4 character models on like Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, and I don't know how it makes sense, but like graphical upgrades, it would take so long to do this. So I'm like, this is my dream, like remake of the game basically. But the game I've thought about and how I think they could change it up is doing a skill tree in between all games, or that cross between all games. So in a way, it would show all of the changes between the games, but in a skill tree, if that makes sense. So, like I was talking about how combat got way more fluid. In Uncharted 3, they could do a skill tree with literally just hand-to-hand combat that would literally give you combat from Uncharted 3, which would be similar, but then it's like maybe for normal combat, it would be like they could have like assisted, which would be the slow motion one if they want to go back to, the basics. But they could start off with like Uncharted 4 because it's way more difficult. And then when you get all of the points up, you could, just start tearing people in hand-to-hand combat like you could in Uncharted 3. So, with all of that being said, and to be fair, I only said one skill tree. I'm thinking about like parkour, climbing, hell, gunplay even. If you wanted to do that, you can do like gunplay from Uncharted 4 into like maybe even Uncharted 2, because I think that had really good, or no, Uncharted 3 or 2, they all had really good gunplay. But it's just like how each one of these games like evolved, but they can also show that throughout one game, which would be all of the games that would transfer over. So either way, when I say this out loud, it doesn't really sound that good, but when I thought about this, I was like freaking out about it because I thought that'd be really cool. So I just wanted to, maybe this made no sense what I was talking about, but hopefully I don't know, maybe that gave someone an idea, if anyone even watched this. But I don't really know how to end off of that. But this video took a long time to make. I'm gonna just cut it off here now. It's sort of awkward, but thank you for getting this far if you even did. Thank you for clicking onto this video. Like I said, it took a while to make. I think it took me like 2 weeks because I started playing it halfway into the Siege video I made last time. By the way, watch that video. That video is pretty fun to make and pretty funny. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for listening to me just yap for the entire time. And I don't think I'm going to use this mic that much for just actual playing. I think I'm going to try to use it for like voiceovers like what I'm doing right now. So thank you very much for watching again. Have a great rest of your guys' day. Stay classy.